Yeah.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. All right, you ready? Trust me, hold up. Call the meeting to order. Everyone, please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Village Clerk, please call roll.
Burgess.
Here.
Jones.
Here.
Myers.
Here.
Bates.
Here.
Washington House. Here. Washington Bay. Here.
All right, move to item number 2, public comment. All questions and comments must be directed to the mayor. Each speaker will be given 3 minutes to comment. Each speaker will be given 1 opportunity to speak. If you have something, please come forward to the mic. Say your name for the record. Can someone please check just to make sure it didn't sound like it? Should be a green light. How about now?
Judy Cast here.
Thank you.
I have some questions that are related to our police department. I would like to know how many marked squad cars that we have that are street ready right now. I'd also like to know how many unmarked squads that we have that are street ready right now. I'd like to know where the squads are that are not street ready. And I'd like to know when our K-9 unit will be back on the street with full coverage, K-9-wise. Those are my questions.
All right, thank you very much. I can say that for sure that the ones that are not street ready are the ones that are being prepared to go to the auction.
Correct. They're all at Public Works.
Public Works over on Nichols.
Correct.
Okay.
And then the unmarked, we have 2 unmarked. Those are the detective cars. And I believe there's 4 street ready. 1 is at R&R getting checked. That's the old K-9 unit. And that should be back tomorrow, and he will be able to use that. We're waiting for the insurance company to make a decision on what they're going to do with his the current K-9 car that was wrecked. So I'm working with Kevin Weller on that.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Anyone else? All right, seeing no one, move to reports. Departments, committees, and commissions. Start with Fire Department, 911 Commission, Chief Stoffregan.
Thank you, Mayor and Board. Over the past 3 weeks, Fire Department responded to 33 calls, 7 fire alarms, 2 lift assists, 5 ambulance ED assists, 1 vehicle fire, 5 vehicle accidents, 2 still alarms, 1 special assignment, 2 box alarms, 3 smell of smoke, 1 odor investigation, 1 stove fire. Also in my report, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Comcast and all the volunteers for a great job at the fire station. It looks very nice. Great job, and thank you again. And that's my report.
Thank you, Chief. Move to Police Department, Chief Kowalski.
Thank you, Mayor, trustees. For the period between March 14th and April 25th, we had 1,531 calls for service with 96 arrests. On April 18th, the Sauk Village Police Department Investigative Division conducted a prostitution sting. Operation produced 16 arrests for a variety of charges and again was very productive. Distracted Drivers Awareness Week, in support of the National Distracted Driving Awareness Month, the Illinois Association of Chiefs of Police asked the Governor of the State of Illinois to declare April 24th through the 28th as Illinois Distracted Driving Awareness Week in an effort to bring attention to the dangers and consequences associated with driving distracted. The Governor issued the proclamation and both houses passed resolutions identifying April 24th through the 28th as Illinois Distracted Driving Awareness Week. The Sauk Village Police Department will be partaking in this enforcement action, and Mr. Mayor, you will be reading a proclamation shortly. Thank you. DEA prescription drug drop-off. Again, the Sauk Village Police Department will participate in the collection of unwanted prescription drugs. The DEA has partnered with local law enforcement like Sauk Village Police Department and has invited the public to bring their potentially dangerous, unwanted medicines to the Sauk Village Police Station. The drop-off will take place on Saturday, April 29th. The disposal boxes will be in the lobby of the police station at 21701 Torrance Avenue from 7 to 3 p.m. This service is free of charge, and we appreciate your participation in the program. Since this has been successful, the police department will continue to participate in this program. And be rest assured, that once you put the drugs in, you don't have to worry about taking any labels off. Those boxes are sealed and destroyed and incinerated by DEA. Lastly, I would like to announce the promotion of Detective Robert Grossman to the position of Sergeant. Detective Grossman is a 19-year veteran with the department and has been a key person in the success of many high-profile investigations. He is an essential member of the South Suburban Major Crimes Task Force and very well respected among his peers in the law enforcement community. Detective Grossman was recently ranked as the #1 officer on the current sergeant's eligibility list and #1 on the previously expired list. Detective Grossman's promotion fills an open position and a void within the department's investigative division. It is my distinct pleasure to be part of this well-deserved promotion. And if I can have Detective Grossman step up.
Sure. She'll come down, swear you in, and people can start swearing at you, huh? Yeah. Congratulations. Right, Chief, is that in your report?
That's it. Thank you. That's the end of my report.
All right, thank you. We're going to let them take some pictures and some photo ops, and congratulations to our newest sergeant.
I have a couple of questions for the chief.
Trustee?
The dates that he said for the prescription drug turn-in.
Okay.
And also, whether or not the program he's talking about, distracted drivers, if that piggybacks on the no texting while driving that the state of Illinois is doing.
Good questions. Chief, when you get a moment, we have a couple questions for you. Hey, Chief, a couple questions for you. If you can give the dates again for the prescription drug drop-off.
It's this Saturday.
This Saturday?
The 29th.
The 29th. And the second question was?
Between 7 and 3.
And the second question the trustee had was the distractive driver's proclamation I'm going to read tonight. Is it tie in to the no texting while driving that the state of Illinois?
Yes.
Okay.
That's all.
No texting and driving.
Never. All righty. Thank you very much. And it's good to see that the officers are out here to support the new sergeant. So it's good to see the officers. All right, move to department's reports of officers. We got the mayor's report, and I have quite a bit tonight. So first we're going to do is open bids for the sanitary sewer cleaning It should be this one right here. And this is awful thick. First one comes from Visu Sewer of Illinois, LLC. So it says on the outside. At least tonight I didn't forget my letter opener. There you go, I'll hand that to you. Looks like they tabbed it for us, so hopefully. They have a bid bond, which is tabbed. It says percent of the amount of bid is 10%. I don't know if that makes any sense for you, okay? Then I'll go to the second tab. We've got the bid proposal for making the entire improvements is $30,025. They gave a breakdown. Do you need the breakdown? No. Okay. And they made this one easy for me. Everything is tabbed. So thank you very much. Second one is National Power Routing Corporation. It's based out of Chicago. I forgot to say where the last one was. All right, we've got the proposal. The amount of the bond, check, or draft is 10% of the total bid. Okay. And they weren't so nice to me. That's references. Okay. The bid proposal for making the entire improvements is $20,762.50. And again, they have a breakdown. And the third one looks like Mitchell's Corp. Is that right? Michelle's? Sorry about that. Michelle's Corporation. It's out of Wisconsin. Okay. Again, 10% of total bid amount is for the bond. Total amount would be $30,025. Never seen two of them the same. I never seen anything that wide of a difference either. So I'll let you take a look and make sure that they compare apples to apples. Because there's a big, was it almost a $10,000 difference? So just. Let me spell for, the first one was Visu.
V-I-S-U.
Thank you.
Visu Sewer.
All right, so that's the only three we received for that one. I move to bid opening for the 2017 MFT CDBG resurfacing program. First one we'll open will be D Construction, Inc. It appears to be 5% bid bond. It's kind of fancy writing here, so it looks like a 5%. Bid proposal for making the entire improvements, $373,040.36. $373,040.36. Okay. Second one is Iroquois Paving Corp. There is no percentage. It says the amount of the check is bid bond. So there's, all I did was typed in bid bond. All right? And bidders proposed for making entire improvements, $291,883.24. That's 291,883.24. And now again with air quotes. The last one is Gallagher Asphalt. They have nothing in the amount of the check for the bid, or for the bond. It's blank. Let me just double check, make sure there's no check on these, no. And bidders proposed for making it and 44 cents. So 348,000.44. And we will pass those off to our engineer to come back and make recommendations at the next board meeting, right?
Yes.
Or
Question.
it might not be the next board meeting, but yes.
Could he explain for everyone, when it has the language, the entire project, can you just give an overview of that?
Yeah, we can give the entire,
So the residents know what they're talking about.
yeah, because what happens is there's breakdowns. He was asking about, we were talking about the entire project. You know, I got to see more than with the residents. There's breakdowns for everything. And when you add all the breakdowns, go ahead, that's what the entire price is.
Yeah, so it's, the cost of the entire project is broken down into components. So it would be different for each of the projects that were listed. First was for sewer cleaning, and the second is for the road improvements. So we break it down into curb and gutter removal and replacement, or tons of asphalt, or square footage of sidewalk replaced, things of that nature.
Well, my question was, is that going to be posted somewhere on the website or somewhere where the residents can look at it and tell exactly what you're talking about or what they're talking about doing?
Typically what we do is we put together a letter of recommendation for award of the project after we've evaluated all the bids. We enter in all the numbers to make sure that there weren't any mathematical errors, and then we submit that letter to the village. So we typically don't provide the breakdowns for everybody, but I mean at this point it's public information and we certainly could.
All right, that's your question? Okay. Any other questions? All right. On to the mayor's report still. We have two proclamations. Tonight we're going to talk about distracted drivers. First one I'd like to read. It's this one here, right? Thank you. Proclamation. The Illinois Association of Chiefs of Police, partnering with the P.L.A.N, is coordinating the first ever Illinois Driving Awareness Week with state and local agencies. Whereas Sauk Village, Illinois, in support of the National Distracted Driving Awareness Month, the Illinois Association of Chiefs of Police, ILACP, asked the governor of the state of Illinois to declare April 24th through April 28th as Illinois Distracted Driving Awareness Week, in an effort to bring attention to the dangers and consequences associated with driving distracted. Governor Rauner issued a proclamation, and both houses passed resolutions identifying April 24th through the 28th as Illinois Distracted Driving Awareness Week. Whereas the ILACP, in partnerships with the P.L.A.N and supported by the Illinois State Police, SafetyServe.com, the National Safety Council, the Illinois Insurance Association, almost 300 law enforcement, fire agencies, and support from private sector throughout Illinois will work together during this week to educate motorists on the aspects of distracted driving. This campaign will also include the enforcement and applicable state distracted driving laws according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, which is known as the NHTSA. Whereas 3,477 people were killed in an estimated estimated 391,000 injuries in motor vehicle crashes involving distracted drivers in 2015. That is a 9% increase in fatalities as compared to the previous year. Whereas 10% of the fatal crashes, 15% of the injury crashes, and 14% of all police-reported motor vehicle crashes in 2015 were reported as distracted affective crashes. Whereas texting while driving has become an especially problematic trend among millennials. Young drivers 16 to 24 years old have been observed using handheld electronic devices while driving at higher rates than older drivers since 2007. Whereas it is time to drop the double standard on distracted driving. The dangers are real, according to the AAA Foundation for the Traffic Safety. Whereas in now analyzing 2009 through 2012 data, that even while more than 8 in 10 drivers believe to completely unacceptable for a motorist to text or email behind the wheel, more than a third of those same respondents admitted to reading text messages while driving. Whereas, just as disturbing even as fatalities go up, fewer drivers seem concerned about texting while driving. According to the Foundation's 2015 Traffic Safety Culture Index, significantly fewer motorists, 77%, believe texting while driving is a problem, down from the 96% in 2013, and 19-point drop in just 2 years. Whereas, texting while driving is more than just personally risky. When you text and drive, you become a danger to everyone around you. Whereas, SafetyServe.com is offering a short distracted driving online course at no cost during Illinois Distracted Driving Awareness Week to those who visit the ILACP traffic safety website, which is located at www.iddaw.org. Whereas these partnerships have been formed to help further a traffic safety culture in Illinois and to reduce traffic fatality and injuries resulting from distracted driving. Please help the ILACP, AAA, and the Village of Sauk keep Illinois roads safe and Illinois strong. Did any authority there, anybody against Village of Sauk? That's one. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, testing. Testing, 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 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me better? That's right, this one's starting to come up now. How about now? Can you hear me? All righty. See if we can. I should have brought something out here to drink tonight. All right, thank you. Let me get through this one first. All right, the second proclamation I'd like to read tonight is the Abate Motorcycle Awareness Month. That's ABATE. We have a proclamation before us tonight. Whereas safety is the highest priority for the highways and streets of the village and state, and whereas the state of Illinois is proud to be a national leader in motorcycle safety education and awareness, and whereas motorcycles are a common and economical means of transportation that reduces fuel consumption and road wear and contributes to a significant way to the relief of traffic and parking congestion, and whereas it is especially meaningful that the citizens of our village and state beware of motorcycles on the roadways and recognize the importance of motorcycle safety, and whereas the members of ABATE of Illinois, Inc., a brotherhood aimed towards education, continually promote motorcycle safety, education, and awareness in high school drivers' education programs, and to the general public of our village and state. Presenting motorcycle awareness programs to over 100,000 participants in Illinois over the past 4 years. And whereas all motorcyclists should join ABATE of Illinois, Inc. in actively promoting the safe operation of motorcycles, as well as promoting motorcycle safety, education, awareness, and respect to the citizens of our village and state. And whereas the motorists of Illinois have contributed extensive volunteerism and money to national and community charitable organizations for the enhancement and support of these organizations. And whereas during the month of May, all roadway users should unite in the safety sharing of roadways within the village of Sauk Village and throughout the great state of Illinois. Therefore, I, David A. Hanks, Mayor of the village of Sauk Village in the great state of Illinois, in recognition of 31 years of Abate of Illinois, Inc., and over 638,000 registered motorcyclists statewide, and in recognition of the continued role Illinois serves as a leader in motorcycle safety, education, and awareness, do hereby proclaim the month of May as the month of May this year, 2017, as Motorcycle Awareness Month in the village of Sauk Village, and urge all motorists of Illinois to join the ongoing efforts to improve safety and awareness on our roadways. In witness thereof, I have hereto set my hand in the cause of the Great Seal of the village of Sauk Village to be affixed this 25th day of April in the year 2017. David A. Hanks, Mayor. And with that said, we move to village clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, I'd like to make 2 changes to the agenda tonight. On 6C, motion to approve executive session minutes, approve and release, I'd like to make that approve and hold. So if you could please make that amendment, approve and hold, March 14, 2017. Second of all, on new business 6F, I'd like to remove the item, motion to approve executive session minutes. And second of all, I'd like to thank everyone who participated in the Comcast Cares program this weekend. We had over 150 volunteers register. Majority of them showed up, some did not, but that happens. And we had some that showed up at the last minute, and that happens too. So it kind of balanced out. We were able to clean up 11 sites. That included 3 churches. It included the fire station, the village hall, and it included some local areas like the 223rd Lincoln Lansing drainage ditch, and a couple other sites throughout the village. And the volunteers that came out were just phenomenal. The one thing that impressed me the most, when Comcast left, they said that this was the most successful event they've ever had. They said usually when they go into a community, they aren't as well receptive, but this time it seemed like everybody really wanted to be there and really wanted to make a difference. So they provided the breakfast, they provided the lunch, they provided the gloves, the rakes, the shovels, the mulch, the flowers, they provided trees for Crossroads Church. And we were working with not only Comcast, but mentoring through digital technology, and Crossroads Church were working with me to help put this event together. It's something we've been working on for almost a year. So it was quite successful, and I thank everybody who participated. And next I have the consolidated election official results from Cook County Clerk David Orr's office. And for mayor, we have Derek Burgess with 601 votes, Rosie Williams-Bagg with 299 votes, Linda Washington House with 182 votes. For clerk, we have Marva Campbell Pruitt with 550 votes, Deborah Debbie Williams with 508 votes, and we had 2 write-ins. For trustee, we have Roderick Grant with 509 votes. We have Linda Todd with 501 votes, Bernice Brewer Houston with 490 votes, Beth Zupan for 472 votes, Sinead Garrett for 400 votes, and Edward P. Myers for 399 votes. This is official and is on the Cook County website if anybody else would like to look at the results, and it's also some copies on the back table. And congratulations to all the newly elected officials. The newly elected officials will be sworn in at the May 9th board meeting. Also included in this flyer at the back of the table is a note from Cook County Clerk David Orr. There were a number of close races throughout South Suburban Cook County Clerk David Orr pointed out. As I've stressed throughout this election season, local elections matter, as the decisions made by local elected officials impact our lives every day, Orr said. We've seen now in many contests, especially where just a handful of votes separate winning and losing candidates, every vote matters. If you look at the suburban Cook County consolidated election turnout from 2007 to 2017, it's been under 20% except for one time. So we encourage everyone, the next election, please vote. Your vote does matter. And one other thing I'd like to say on a personal note. Congratulations, Marva. I really wish you well, and I really do like to see that the people that are elected seem to be already having a working relationship. Because if there's one thing that this village needs, is people that are willing to work together. We need to stop the division. We need to stop the politics. We need to stop the hate. Because for 8 years, that's all it's been, and it has not helped the village people. So I hope that this incoming board, who already seems to be of one mind and one accord, can work well together so we can get this village back on track. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. That concludes my report.
Thank you very much. All right, move to reports of trustees, boards and committees. We got the senior committee, beautification committee. All right, this will be the senior report. Bloom Township hosts Secretary of State Jesse White Rules of the Road review on Tuesday, June 6, 2017. Reservations are required. Free class on self-defense for seniors by Brian Smith on Friday, July 17, 2017 from 1 to 2:30 p.m. Openings are still available. Next, openings are still available for the casino trip to Four Winds on Thursday, May 18, 2017. And the New Orleans on Saturday and Sunday. How about Saturday and Sunday, July 23rd and the 29th? Okay, January 23rd through the 29th. I understand. I apologize. Sunday through Saturday, July 23rd through the 29th, 2017. There should be flyers available in the back. Hopefully they've got them back there. Let's see here. Mark your calendars and save the date for Bloom Township Annual Senior Picnic on Thursday, August 3rd, 2017. Tickets will be on sale July 1st for $4. No tickets will be sold the day of the picnic. Affordable transportation available within the township. Call 708-754-8200. A couple of days prior to an event, there will be no charge to the picnic for township residents. Classes available for chair yoga and line dancing. Call 708-754-9400, the senior department, for more information. Golden Agers meeting at the Jones Memorial Community Center on Wednesday, May 19, 2017. That's in Chicago Heights at 10 o'clock a.m., 10:30 meeting, lunch and ice cream social served at 11:30 a.m. Lunch reservations and type of sandwich, please call 757-5395. Remember, your annual dues of $5 and the lunch for $5 are due. Senior citizens 50 and above, regardless of your residency, are welcome to attend every Friday from 12:30 to 3:30 p.m. and every fourth Saturday for the senior open activity. Bottled water, light refreshments are available. Rummy Cue continues to be the most popular. However, if you don't want to play Rummy Cue, there are other crafts and games that you can play, or you can even bring your own game. Next Saturday, May 27th at 5 p.m. Doors will open at 4 p.m. Participants are asked to bring appetizers or finger foods to share. Committee members coordinating the open activities are Steve Shimkus and Frank Williams. Senior Committee will host their second annual free luncheon to celebrate the 52nd anniversary of the Older Americans Month for Sauk Village seniors on Saturday, May 20th, 2017, from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. More details and information to follow. The next Senior Committee meeting will be held Thursday, May 11th, and every second Thursday at 7 p.m. in the Senior Center. That ends the Senior. Move to Parks and Recs Committee, Trustee Jones.
Open gym is this Saturday, starting from 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. All children 9 and under should be accompanied by an adult. Also, Saturday, starting at 10 o'clock, there's orientation for summer camp, and registration starts at 10:30 to 12, and that all will be at the community center. There are flyers on the back table with a lot of details and some of the activities that will be presented at summer camp, and some of the field trips that will be presented also, and also the fees and breakdown for the 8-week program is all on the back table. And if you need any copies, I have plenty right here. And that concludes my report.
Move to Public Works, Trustee Burgess.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have a report for Public Works. We didn't have a meeting, but it was a report put in my box for, I guess, community to go on here pretty soon. And it reads, residents are no longer required to purchase long bag stickers for the brown bags per Republic Services. So you no longer have to purchase those stickers for your bags. Republic Services is just going to pick them up without the stickers. There's also a new cell phone store in town that is located 14 Sauk Plaza. Also, WinPAC has received their final certificate of occupancy for the completion of the project expansion. So they're ready to start business. And there was an update on the liens that are out there. We have a total of 133 liens that are not paid, totaling $185,246.42. 62 liens have been paid, with a total of $79,592.12. Also, the animal licenses went on sale April 1st, and the fees are as follows: $10 for a spayed or neutered pet, $25 for a non-spayed or neutered pet, and you get one senior discount per household if the pet is neutered or spaded, and the cost is $5, one per household. Also, village stickers. Village stickers will go on sale May 1st through June 30th, and the costs are follows: $30 for a passenger, $30 for a motorcycle, $48 for a B truck. And you get, again, one senior discount per household. If you're 62 years or older, you receive a $20 discount, which means it'll just cost you $10 but you only get one per household. So you have 3 or 4 cars, you only get one $20 discount. And this report was submitted by Sherry Jasinski, Administrative Service Director. That's all that I have.
Thank you, Trustee. Move to Housing and Intergovernmental Committee, Trustee Tates.
We met on the 12th of this month, and we were hoping to have the second workshop for the homeowners. That did not happen as planned, so we're hoping to coordinate with the presenters to have a workshop early, well, I just say sometime in May. It depends on their schedule and their availability. But I really want the second workshop to happen so that we can see if there are people interested and capable of buying homes in Sauk Village. I think that helps our residency rate. So stay tuned for more information as it becomes available for our second workshop for housing. The Intergovernmental Committee also met on the 12th, and we discussed several items that they're working on to do with other communities. This has been a year-long project, and they've hit some stumbling blocks along the way, but they're recovering. So we're just going to have to see how that plays out and how effective we can be in finding out what other communities are doing, what we can do that's similar to them, and if they can assist us in any way. Most of the responses have been fairly good, and they've offered their assistance fairly well. But we just have to rebuild some relationships that are in the south suburbs, especially with the communities that surround Sauk Village. But that's work that we need to do. And the members of the Intergovernmental Committee have been having their meetings. They've been talking to a lot of people, getting a lot of information. So now it's just time to say, are we going to take a step back and see what we can do quickly, or what are we going to do? So that's the upcoming issue that's going for the Intergovernmental Committee. That's all I have.
Thank you, Trustee. Move to Public Safety and Ordinance Review Committee. Trustee Myers.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I only have briefly one item I promised last week to bring forward as soon as I got it from the collectors. The Illinois, it's a debt recovery committee that we have started back in January 2016. To date, we have turned over, when we started, if you remember, right, we had a large amount of people that owed the village money either through water or through some other services. Through the Illinois Controller Office, we have received, at the present time, $34,107.73. So the program is working. Not only people neglect the citation they receive to come to court, but when you get a letter from the Illinois Controller Office, state of Illinois, telling you to make some type of arrangements for the village of Sauk Village, it's working. They come and make the arrangement, or there's some very stiff penalty. In the ordinance committee, right after the new trustees ever take office, I'll be glad to sit down, whoever takes over the ordinance committee, I'll be glad to sit down and run through what we got up to date and so forth, and show them the real, it's pretty easy to read the ordinance book. It's confusing at first, but the state statute, they all comply with the state statute. And the safety issue, have we heard anything more on this drainage back in the back, Jim? You was looking into it. No, okay.
I have not yet, I'm sorry, Trustee Myers.
No problem.
The last we heard was Kevin Weller was working with the company next door. That's the last we heard.
I still think that is a safety issue that we, the new president board come on board, should follow through with. Once again, I'm along with Trustee Jones. If a small child roll down the embankment, you hit those bushes out there, it's just like hitting bamboo, and you go punch your eye, get some serious injuries out of it. So I urge the new board, when they come on board, to continue with that. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Trustee. Move to Neighborhood Watch Committee. Trustee Washington House.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just one quick announcement. We'll be having our next Neighborhood Watch meeting on the second Monday of May, which would be May the 8th at the fire station. I don't know whether to announce this will be our last meeting or if Neighborhood Watch is going to continue. I have talked to my block club captains about it, piggybacking off of Trustee Myers, whoever will be taking on Neighborhood Watch, or if it's going to be dissolved, whatever Mayor-elect Burgess decides to do, that's fine. I am very appreciative of the Neighborhood Watch and what we've done over the last 6 years. So I did reach out, of course, to Trustee Burgess to ask him what was his plans in regard to Neighborhood Watch, and he did text me back and let me know he would let me know later. So we have one more meeting left as far as I know, unless we hear differently. So I'm making the announcement that we will have perhaps our last Neighborhood Watch meeting on May the 8th at the fire station at 7 o'clock. So further information is pending, me hearing from Mayor-elect Burgess. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee. Move to Budget, Finance, and Community Relations Committee. Trustee Williams-Begg.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We did meet last week to review where we were at this point in the fiscal year. Mohan did present us with as actual as the numbers as he could have for right now. We know that our budget year does end this month, but obviously not everything has been inputted as far as revenues or our expenditures. So we did review everything. For the majority of our different funds and different line items, we're where we should be. I was really surprised at the numbers of the police department, actually. Even though overtime was high, they were really good on their expenditures, which is not something that we normally see, to be honest. So congratulations to the police department. I don't remember the exact number, but I want to say it was something like 76% of expenditures, which is phenomenal. So, again, I don't remember seeing that before, so that's awesome. But like I said, we did review that, and we did talk about the 60th anniversary, and we did talk about the updating of the plaques. I don't remember how many people in the audience or how many of the board members remember that when we were at the police department, when we shared a building, we had plaques in the main hallway. And they were trustee plaques, village clerk plaques, and mayor plaques. We recently found the trustee plaque not too long ago, but the village clerk plaques and the mayor plaques were gone. Apparently they were hiding in plain sight, because where we were told they were not. We looked at a couple different places, and someone put them in the hallway by the senior center. And we walked past them one day, and oh look, there they were. So they haven't been updated since the transition over here because they were lost. Again, apparently in plain sight. So we're working on making sure that those are finalized. I know that we talked in the meeting, and we've talked before. I've presented this a couple different times, but I've spoken with Kevin as far as the mayoral pictures that are they're still in the conference room back here. I've presented to the board a couple different options. We've talked about where they were gonna go. So obviously, just as a reminder, because I'm not sure who's going to be taking over this committee or these responsibilities, but the mayoral pictures are in the conference room back there. They should probably go up eventually after Mayor Burgess takes his picture. They should probably go up somewhere. The plaques should probably go up because they will be updated by the time I'm out of office, and that's just, again, something that needs to happen after they're updated. As far as the 60th anniversary goes, I too did reach out to Trustee Burgess to kind of see what's going on and how we're going to proceed. And I know you said you wanted to meet with Trustee Jones. I don't know if that's going to happen after May 9th, because I'm still a little leery about the Open Meetings Act. If 3 of us meet before then, we've got 3 trustees, and then if the 2 of us meet after that, you know, we were told you couldn't have 2 trustees meeting with the mayor. So, but I guess I won't be a trustee at that point, so that'll be fine. So maybe we should just wait till after May 9th. But again, if you're talking about the parade situation, people are already lined up. So the sooner we meet, or whether it's via email, or maybe we can go through the village clerk or something, so we can get the ball rolling, because I don't want, if Trustee Myers is going to continue, then I want to give him that ample opportunity to do so. And if he's going to pass everything over, then whoever's going to be in charge, and if that's Trustee Jones, you're going to need ample time to get people prepared for the parade. So again, it's already almost May. So we need to get working on that. And that concludes my report.
Mr. Mayor, yes, last one question.
Sure.
As long as you post a meeting that you're having and post it within 48 hours under the public relations or the orders review or whichever committee is going to be handling it, the 60th anniversary, you post it within 48 hours, I'll let everybody can attend, because the public should be invited anyway. So
Then if that's what you want to do, just let me know, and then I can have it posted or whatever, so we can handle that.
I intend to make everybody post.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Move to item 6, new business. A motion to approve all accounts payables and disbursements from March 28, 2017 through April 25, 2017, according to Sauk Village policy. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
And a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, village clerk, please call roll.
Burgess?
Yes.
Jones?
No.
Myers?
Yes.
Bates?
No.
Washington House?
Yes.
Williams-Bright?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item B, motion to approve special meeting minutes for March 14th, 2017. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
And motion, is there a second?
Second.
Yeah, motion is second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, village clerk, please call roll.
Jones?
Yes.
Myers?
Yes.
Bates?
No.
Washington House?
Yes.
Williams-Bright?
Yes.
Burgess?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item C, motion to approve and hold executive session meeting minutes for March 14th, 2017. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Got a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, village clerk, please call roll.
Myers?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Mayor votes yes, motion carries. Item D, motion to approve committee meeting minutes for March 21st, 2017. Is there a motion to approve? Yeah, motion, is there a second?
Second.
Yeah, motion and second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, village clerk, please call roll.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item E, motion to approve special meeting minutes for March 28th, 2017. Is there a motion to approve? Yeah, motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion and second. Is there any questions or comments? Hearing none, village clerk, please call roll.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Motion carries. Move to item G. Ask for motion to approve, motion to approve resolution of the Village of Sauk Village, Cook and Will Counties honoring Mayor David Hanks with honorary street designation. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, village clerk, please call roll.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Abstain. Item H. I'm voting abstain. All right. Item H, motion to approve resolution of the Village of Sauk Village, Cook and Will Counties honoring trustee Rosie Williams-Begg with honorary street designation. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
That motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, village clerk, please call roll.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Mayor votes yes. Motion carries. I, motion to approve an ordinance amending section 78-19, charges of Article 2, water of Chapter 78, utilities of the village code. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Any questions or comments?
Question.
Trustee Burgess.
Is this the ordinance that we voted down 2 weeks ago as far as the $1, correct?
Correct. Any other questions or comments?
And we have no, at least I haven't heard of anything that we need to do and put in place for the recovery, because we still need and we still owe bonds in regards to that. We still owe money on those bonds. So just wanted to put that in the record. There's been nothing in place to recover this money that we still owe, and this is what it was for, to help pay the bonds off. The bonds are not.
Trustee, I think you're talking about something else. This has nothing to do with bonds.
Grant. Same thing, the grant. The grant that we've got, and we haven't paid off all the grant.
So, well, we still have the additional $1 that's being taken to pay that off. So,
It's just funny, Mayor, that we're doing this 4 years after the fact, and during your tenure, you didn't have a problem. You even used some of the money for other things. Now, all of a sudden, now you're taking the, and I'll reiterate, you're taking the chance for water or for infrastructure repairs, you're pushing it back by taking away $180,000 a year. That's what $1 generates. That's all.
right. Trustee Lewis.
I know that we've discussed this a couple times, so I'm going to keep it brief, but I know at the last board meeting, I did ask for suggestions. I did ask. I asked for something to be in our boxes on Friday. I said if it was important for certain members of the board to not have this happen, to give us a reason. And I've got nothing in my box. I don't know if anybody else has. But I know specifically Trustee Burgess said he had a phase, and this was part of his due implementation in his new administration, and I asked for that. I asked for, not just for me, but for the board, so we could all kind of see where the vision was, what was the dollar going to be used for, because this board and audience members have spoken at length about taking money from the water fund and how we shouldn't take money from the water fund and how it needs to go back to the residents. So I asked for information that it was not going to be utilized in that manner. And when I specifically asked, I haven't received anything. So I don't have a specific reason to vote no. Nothing has changed in 2 weeks.
Mayor, through to the trustee, it's just ironic that now, after the new administration is about to take over, that we pull money out of the water fund. But you've had that cushion for the last 4 years to be able to use the money for other things other than water, but you had that cushion. And as far as seeing my plan, and seeing the plan that I had, we didn't do that for 4 years, and we still charged the water. We still had a $2 increase for 4 years. So now, since I guess the administration is gone, you're handicapping the next administration to do infrastructure repairs. That's all I'm saying. I don't need to present a plan to know that you're taking away $180,000 out of the fund that can be used for water-related expenses and repairs, fire hydrants, water main breaks, anything that will lead us towards getting Lake Michigan water and also fix, and then have to, because at some point we're gonna have to change it, because we can't operate that way. Last year, Mayor said that we did 7 fire hydrants. With that money, we can do 10, 15 fire hydrants, plus other things that come across. So to have to see a plan that you're probably gonna vote down anyway, but what's the difference? The plan is we don't have the money. Why are we pulling money out and we still have things to do as far as infrastructure repairs in the village of Sauk Village? That's my plan. And that's what I didn't understand, why we should handicap the next administration. But you guys see fit to do that. The voting will take place. Yeas and nays, and that's the way it goes.
Well, and that's why it's interesting that you use the word ironic, because you're right, it's extremely ironic you talk about you're handicapping the next administration because there was a cushion, and during the entire tenure that cushion has been utilized, you've been one of the most vocal opponents to using that cushion. But now it's, again, I'm going to use the word you used, ironic, that you're concerned about the cushion. If you're concerned about the dollar as a cushion, that, to me, that's hypocritical. If you're concerned about the dollar for infrastructure and for moving towards Lake Michigan water, all I was saying was present an idea, because for the past 4 years, you're right, that dollar has not been used for infrastructure repairs. You said you presented it 2 years ago. Okay, I presented it 6 months ago. Neither time did this board act on it. So what I'm saying is, if there's a plan in place, what would that dollar do? How would that dollar be utilized differently after May 9th? If it's gonna be, we have a little over $900,000 left to pay in that loan. The plan is, if it's $60,000 a month, our plan is to pay $75,000 a month using that dollar, and then we will pay it off in this many years versus the 20 years that we have, and then our plan is to give that dollar back. Or my plan is we need to put that dollar aside into a separate fund that is going to build and have interest that we can put aside, that eventually we're going to be able to do new infrastructure in 2.5 years, in 7 years. Or like you talk about, the fire hydrants. What's a plan? We've done 7, but with keeping that dollar, we can do 14. We can do 1 a month. We can do this, we can do that. All I'm asking for was something in writing that says this was the reason why we should vote no, or vote yes. But you've said we shouldn't use the water fund as a slush fund, as a cushion. You've said that multiple times, and then as soon as it was presented, it was, oh no, wait, the next administration won't have that cushion. That's where I'm confused.
Okay, trustee, and this will be the last time, because we shouldn't go back and forth like this. This is a debate. However, if you look at the past minutes, I have said where we should use the money for, period. I said it, as a matter of fact, it was in last meeting minutes that I asked that we use that money to do 14. If we did 7 last year, we should be able to do 14. I made that statement. It's in the minutes. Check the tape. But to keep going back and forth. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that you're handicapping. That's all. It doesn't take a person to see that you're taking money out of a fund that we still need to take care of, be it Lake Michigan water, be it the safety of fire hydrants, be it water main breaks. You're still, when I say handicap, you're taking money out of a fund that can go toward these things. And yes, you're right. We've been taking money out of this to pay payroll for the since you've been on the board. So it's something that's, like I said, and I will use my word, ironically now that all of a sudden we don't need this $175,000. So if that's the case, it's not going to change anything. I'm still going to vote the way I'm going to vote, and you just stated you're going to vote the way you're going to vote. So what we're doing now is taking up time, going back and forth, and we can just go on with the vote. I'm just making a statement that it could be in the record that we can use this money, and I've asked for this money to be earmarked 2 years ago, 4 years ago, when we got a forgiveness from the grant, that we still needed to use this money to update and upgrade our system here in the village.
So what's different now? Thank you. If you
The
asked 4
difference
years
now
ago or
is
2 years ago, what's
all of a
different?
sudden, why wasn't this put to a vote 2 years ago?
Exactly.
Why wasn't it put to a vote when we got when we got the money from the state for the grant? Why wasn't it put there when I asked to put this money aside then? It was told, well, we still got other things we got to do. Obviously, we left that alone. We're not going to do those other things that we got to do, because now what we're going to do is this. I have not seen that. I mean, there's other things we can come up with as far as to help the seniors, but this is not one of them. There's other things we can do. We have senior discounts for stickers. We can have senior discounts for other things. But to do this right here, and then it was mandated that we get Lake Michigan water, it's really handicapping, and that's what I'm talking about.
All right, we got a motion on the floor. Trustee Jones.
Comment. Well, this was a simple homework assignment. I talked to the finance director, and this is a safety problem for the village. If we use this dollar, take it out, we're putting the village in a safety risk. Due to catastrophic failures of water, we need that extra dollar for those reasons. This was simple. If anyone went in there and talked to the finance director, Mohan, or even Reed, this would have been a simple understanding that you put the safety of the village first.
Trustee Washington.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to say that, first of all, after talking to the residents, even on today, the residents that I talked to, they do want the dollar back. They understand everything that's involved. And I want to say, number two, everybody keep talking about it's $175,000 a year that's going to be taken out of the budget so that the infrastructure cannot be done. From what I'm hearing, there have been letters given to people that are current employees, and their salaries are going to be $175,000 approximately altogether, people that's not coming into the new administration. So there's $175,000 right there. One person makes $100,000 right now. The person that assists him makes $30,000. That's $130,000. So I'm not going through all of the employees that I have heard that are not going to be going with the next administration, so there is not going to be $175,000 that will be missing. There are employees that are not going to be working, and their salaries will be available.
Right. Trustee Murray.
I don't see the problem. In 2 weeks, Mr. Burgess, you can change it all around and whatever you want. You have the votes to carry it. So if you don't like it tonight, change it around whatever you want to.
Big bad. Big bad.
Motion, have a motion on the floor, Mr. Mayor.
All right, we got a motion second on the floor. Village Clerk, please call roll.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
Mayor votes yes. Motion passes. Move to item number 7, miscellaneous comments from Mayor and Board of Trustees. Start with Trustee Burgess.
Stupid. Because he's still mayor and he can do it.
I'm really surprised that this vote went the way it did, because if you're thinking about the residents and the safety of the residents, we shouldn't have gone this far, should never made it. I don't know what changed 2 weeks ago to this point where we're at right now, but 2 weeks ago, it seemed that it was enough that actually said, okay, I'm thinking about the residents and we're not gonna do this. Now it changed, and I can understand that. I mean, why would you bring it back unless you knew you could get the vote to go through? So all in all, yes. With this board that we have now, I'm hoping that you guys understand, and I know you do because you're all intelligent, to know, and I understand what's gonna come. The new board comes in and they're gonna raise the rates, okay? That's what has to be done, because that's what has to be done to move and to make this village a little safer than what it is right now, to have the money to make that happen. It's just on the way out the door that is gonna close, bar it, and make it just that hard, but that's okay. You know something? I've had worse adversaries in my life. I can overcome this, and I know this new board can overcome this too. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, I want to congratulate the village clerk on a great job with the Comcast. That is a big endeavor to take over. That is just not whatever. You know, it takes a lot to bring that many volunteers together to get the village cleaned up. And I did see on Facebook different churches and different entities thanking Comcast and thanking the program for all of the things that they did in front of their church. And I mean, that was just a phenomenal thing. I know sometimes people think they have a lot of volunteers, but to actually get people to commit to come out and do that, that was a lot. That wasn't no easy task. And also I want to say, again, as far as Neighborhood Watch is concerned, I've already been in contact with the block club captains. I will be calling them probably on tomorrow, and we will probably be having our last meeting on May the 8th at the fire station. I want to thank my co-chair, Trustee Myers, for all the hard work that he has done and contributed to Neighborhood Watch, and the fire chief, I think he left, for allowing us to use the fire station, and I'll be giving my final report on May the 9th. And I just want to say to all of the residents, thank you for all of the phone calls, thank you for all of the inbox messages. I am just elated with all of the phone calls and people, I didn't know people where I lived, coming by my house. It's just a lot going on in Sauk Village at this time, and I wish everybody well. I called everybody. I went to Trustee Burgess's campaign office and wished him well. And if there's anything that I can do, if you need my services, just, you know how to reach me, let me know. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Jones.
Parks and Recs is always looking for volunteers and committee members. Volunteers are so important. They help, and as we've seen Saturday, which was very great, that was put on with Comcast Cares. I was a part of it. I enjoy cleaning up where I live, and everyone else that was there seemed to enjoy themselves. And that was great. And those were volunteers. And those were volunteers doing a great job. And Parks and Recs would love volunteers to help absorb some of the costs that comes along with programs. Programs aren't free. It takes money to put on programs. It takes money to go on trips. It takes money to feed. It takes money, if you don't have volunteers, to hire people. If we could have more volunteers, it would absorb a lot of the cost. There's some of the programs that I would love to put on. This summer camp, it was $50 last year for the whole summer. due to the funding from the state, well, lack of funding from the state with no budget, that wasn't possible to happen this year. And volunteers would help. We have fundraisers that would be put in place to help absorb some of the costs, and more volunteers. That's the key. I mean, these are our kids. These are the kids that are in our village. These are the ones that are gonna be out this summer. I want the complaints low. I want the kids to have something to do. I won't give up. It was $50 last year. It doesn't discourage me that it's $400 this year. It's $50 a week. It doesn't discourage me. If I get 5 kids, that's 5 kids that would have been out on the streets that are doing productive things, going on field trips. It will not discourage me, and it shouldn't discourage anyone. We should push, not discourage. Negative things about anything positive for our youth, it should be done. We should never downplay anything that we're trying to put forth with the youth. $410 is pricey. It's very pricey, but that's the best that I could do. If anyone has any other ideas, volunteers, money to fund this, I'm working with someone that's great at getting grants, that's great at getting funding. This was the best that we could come up with. And I'm gonna try to present, this is what I presented, was the best option. If we don't get any kids, I'm still gonna try. I can't give up on them, because we give up, we lose, we all lose. And it's just, it just can't happen. So if there's any negative thoughts about this, please discard of those negative thoughts. Come out and volunteer. Come out and meet Patricia. See what she has to offer. Come out and meet some of the kids that came out last year that enjoyed themselves. We got field trips to Great America, Brookfield Zoo. I mean, things happened last year on field trips. And some of those kids stuck around throughout the whole year, coming to events. If you could pull 2 kids off the streets, that's 2 kids you got off the street. That's 2 lives that could be changed. So I don't think negatively about $410. That's all.
Thank you, Trustee Tate.
I've listened to, we're going around about this water thing about 3 or 4 times, and it's sickening to keep repeating the same things. But one thing that kind of sticks out of my mind when we start talking about water is that we borrow money from the water fund, and the last figure I heard was $2 million. But we violate the state law, because the state law says if we borrow the money, we've got to repay the money. I mean, I read the statute, and it's pretty clear to me that if we borrow the money, we have to repay the money. So we borrowed this $2 million, we didn't pay it back, so the fund automatically is $2 million in the hole. Now, when we talk about fixing fire hydrants for the safety of the residents, we've received grants, and I don't know how that's been dispersed to fix 7 fire hydrants, but the last figure I saw was $65,000. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But I'm saying we've got to do something to try to stop the bleeding. And we don't stop the bleeding by going deeper in debt. That's not how you stop the bleeding. So I am discouraged that the board voted to give back the dollar. I hope, as I said before, I hope no resident has a fire near their home and there's inoperable equipment, i.e. fire hydrants, i.e. the broken water mains. Those kind of things don't occur, which prevent our firefighters from doing their jobs and putting out the fire. One thing, when I said a couple of weeks ago, I pointed out maybe 10 or 12 things that this board had said it would do in phases in order to address the water issue. None of those have been done. So I don't know what good a plan is if you don't adhere to the plan. So I'm just hoping everyone is safe. Fires happen. I'm just baffled by this whole thing. But we need to find a solution. The $2 million is so, I'm going to say it's gone, and which means we give $1 back, we're going to take a step back. And every year that we get money back, we're taking a step back. You're not moving toward Lake Michigan water, cleaner water. You're not moving anywhere near that. You're taking a step backwards by doing that. To me, when I looked at the figures, it was just basic math to me. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I just want everyone to be safe and enjoy your summer. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Myers.
No comment.
Trustee Williams-Bey.
Just a couple things. Number one, I just emailed the finance director to see, so he could explain the catastrophe that we were going to be putting the residents in, the safety risks, because I did speak with the finance director, and I didn't get the doomsday speech. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that. I did not ask, and as I usually do, I usually ask him to just inform the whole board. But when he does reply, I'll make sure that the board is informed of the email that I get. Because again, he was obviously concerned because, as Trustee Burgess stated, that's been a cushion. But if the board has stated multiple times that they don't want to use the cushion, then that's not a cataclysmic reason to vote no. Also, we talked about fire safety and everything, and just remind everybody that we do have a new fire pumper. So we know that our fire hydrants aren't in the best working order, but if anybody's house is on fire, you know, we have a backup in place. So again, let's not, the whole doomsday situation, it's not as bad as we're going to say it is. Also, we talked about a plan and a situation. I know that the Budget and Finance Committee presented a plan when JW stated that not only were we still charging the $1, but that we had a tremendous increase in people actually paying their water bills. I came to this board and I said, hey, we've got all this money coming in. Let's take money and start paying back the water fund. Let's take money and put in an infrastructure fund for Lake Michigan water, or how about just for infrastructure, because our infrastructure is crap. It's 60 years old. I was told at that meeting that that was not my job to present that, and that I should let the finance director do their job. Even though I was the chair of the Budget and Finance Committee, even though the finance director was at that meeting, and I stated that, I was told, and I was chairing that meeting, so I remember that very well, that that was not my job to present it. But I came with a plan. It was written down. It was presented. It was discussed. Saying something and actually presenting something are two different things. That's what I'm saying. That's all I was asking for. And to be told specifically, no, I'm not going to give you this information. As I stated last week, a lot of things in the past, specifically 2 years, have been voted up or down based on who's presented them. We talk about the best interest of the village. People haven't been putting the best interest of the village at heart. It's been who's presented it and who hasn't. That's how this board has voted. A perfect example are the street signs tonight. It's been past precedent that for 12 years, if you're on the board for 12 years, you get a street sign. Now, because it's my name and Mayor Hanks's name, 3 people decided to vote no.
You don't like it.
I can't say that I'm surprised. I know a couple of trustees on here have been blown away by the vote of the dollar tonight, which is hilarious, but I can't say I was surprised about the village sign, how it voted. But I'm curious, because Trustee Burgess is eligible for a street sign as of next year. He will have served 12 years as of next year. So after his term of mayor, 1 term, 2 terms, 20 terms, I mean, I don't know. He could be the next Einhorn. I have no idea how long he's going to serve at this term. But when he's done, he will have served enough years to get a street sign. I will be curious to see how that vote goes. Because it's, well, wonderful. But I'll be curious to see how that goes, because after 12 years, you're eligible. And it's hilarious to me, just hilarious to me, that we talk so much about order and procedure and putting residents first, when in actuality, it's really just based on whose name's on something, who presented something, and how it works out. It's so unfortunate. It is so unfortunate. But, as I stated last week, I look forward to the new administration.
Me too.
I look forward to the sunshine and the rainbows and the synchronized voting and people all voting in unison and not being called bobbleheads and ideas going straight through and board meetings that last 20 minutes instead of 2 hours. I so much look forward to it, because maybe actually then things will actually get done. Because it won't be about who presented it, it'll be about what's actually best for the village. So, again, I really look forward to it. I think it'll be great. I think a lot of people have a lot more time on their hands, because they won't be focused on Facebook and talking about people, and they won't have all this drama. So I think the village in and of itself will thrive. So I'm very excited for May 9th. That's all I have.
Me too.
All right, I just have a few things I'm going to finish with. It's an honor that, Rosie, that you presented a street sign tonight.
It is.
I did not vote for it, which I understand, and I know I could have voted for it. I just want to see how the other trustees voted. Rather, like you said, it's been precedence for this community to name a street. I've put in 18 years as an elected official, not including the additional approximately 10 years that I served on committees and commissions and community service for this community. Again, it's an honor to have a street named after you. However, I don't have to vote myself a street sign. So again, I appreciate you presenting it to the board, and it's with a heartfelt thank you. But you know what? I know that after May 9th, I've done everything I could. I've given this village over 120%. There's a lot of things that, that we've presented that people don't agree with. There's a lot of things that we did that people do agree with. No matter who's sitting in this position, the next Mayor-elect Burgess is going to face the same thing. There was trustees before me that faced the same. There's always been some type of, if you want to say social media, or some type of way for people to attack the person that sat in this chair. We saw Facebook under this administration, last administration. I remember it used to be Sauk Village Topics, going all the way back to Roger Peckham and Ed Pazel and Mark Collins. That was back when people used to use Topics. So again, it's probably going to continue to happen. I don't want it to happen. I want our community to come together. That's why that as mayor, I've tried to work with Trustee Burgess, or Mayor-elect Burgess, to make sure he has exactly what he needs. I've directed the department heads to give him whatever he needs so he can move forward, especially when it comes to presenting the next budget. If anyone knows how hard this next budget is going to be, it's me. And I think that Trustee Burgess might already be figuring out exactly how hard it is, because I know he's been asking for information. So we will continue to work with Mayor-elect Burgess try to give him as much information as possible, whatever he's asking for, so that he succeeds. And that's what I want as a mayor.
We will.
I am a resident of this community. I do not want to see him fail. So tonight was announced the official numbers for those who were elected. Congratulations. I wish you the best. Again, tonight's not our closing night, but I'll say it again probably on the 9th. I'm not going anywhere. If you ever want to stop by the house, you want to knock on the door or just kind of rack my brain, I'll still be around.
Yep.
Again, it's for the residents of this community. The other thing is, I can say is tonight, the board's vote was what it should have been when it comes to the dollar reduction in rates. And I'll tell you why. The previous board put together a plan. That plan was to raise your water rates by $2 per 1,000 gallons, and that was to pay off any loans and whatever it took to repair and replace the water treatment plant. If you remember, your water rates back a few years ago was only $3.50 per 1,000. Sauk Village raised your rates to $5.50 per 1,000 to bring Sauk Village Water Department and our rates where they needed to be so Sauk Village could run the day-to-day operations and be able to work. It, again, later raised it by another $2, and that was for the water treatment plant, knowing that we were going to get a loan through the IEPA for $4.8 million. Previous boards put together a plan. It was a promise to the residents of Sauk Village that once it was paid off, we'd give back. Tonight, half of that was given back. Half of that is only $1 per 1,000 gallons. Why is that? It's because we no longer have a $4.8 million loan. We have a loan now that's under now $900,000. Sauk Village continues to pay that loan off. The $1 rate that remains, that the next board will have to make a decision after giving it back to you. And I'll tell you, I've used it in the past. Illinois residents are used to paying a toll. And for anyone who's old enough to remember, that toll was only supposed to be temporary. It's still going, and you're still paying those tolls. Illinois residents are not used to Illinois politicians keeping their word. By a vote tonight, half of that money is given back to you, and it's keeping a word. The next administration can decide if they're going to keep their word once the loan is paid off and give you back that other dollar. Now, you can make every excuse you want and say, we still got that money, we'll use it for something else. That's not what this board told the residents we were using that money for. We said that $2 per 1,000 gallons was only for the water treatment plant. This board made the right decision tonight by giving $1 back. Now, the next board, if they want to, the next administration, have other projects that they want to work on, they should go to the residents and say, we're raising your rates for this, and they should provide the plan to the residents, just like the previous board provided the plan to the residents of that $2. So, again, just because you've got the money there, just like the state of Illinois says they got the money there for the tollway, doesn't mean you can use that money for whatever you want to. When you tell the residents you're raising their rates for a reason, once that reason is no longer there, you give them back that money. And tonight, I applaud the ones who voted in favor of it, to give that $1 back to the residents and not charge the residents $1 because the loan, the majority of the loan, has been paid off. So, with that said, I'd ask for a motion to adjourn. Got a motion, is there a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Renee.
Adjourn.
Renee.